Hi.
Hey there. How's it going?
Good.
Thanks so much for being here today.
Very
Pleasure
nice
to meet
meeting you.
Please sit down.
Sure.
Have a seat. You're watching EW Lightbulb, presented by Glade. Gabrielle Union, thank you so much for being here for
Thank
EW
you for
Lightbulb.
having me.
So you start off, you're working in a lot of teen comedies. You're doing a lot of TV shows. What's the process kind of been like as you've been kind of evolving through the last few years of your career?
I think people associated me with being a teenager for so long, like kind of like into my 30s. It was a tough transition to be sort of taken seriously as an adult actor when you're a grown-ass person already, and you were a grown-ass person when you were doing the teen movies. So that transition took a while, and it's been a challenge. But you know, it was trying to like, okay, now I did that. Like, what else can I do? What else is out there?
You know, it seems as if like right now, just in the last couple of years, you've had what seems to me like a really kind of incredibly rejuvenating portion of your career. You have Being Mary Jane, and you just had a fantastic role in Top 5. Is it a renaissance that's happening right now?
It's nice. I'm like Kale. Been around, but they, you know, oh, Kale's good. It's like, oh, that's nice. I need Kale's publicist, because Kale is everywhere. No, it's been nice to sort of be rediscovered, but at the same time, I always kind of kept working, so my accountant wasn't freaking out. I was sort of under the radar just enough to kind of become bright and shiny and new all over again, which is, I'll take it.
Your roles on Being Mary Jane and Top 5 are so different in a lot of ways. Is your process sort of different depending on the type of role or on?
You know, it's a lot of it is who you're working with, and you have to listen. Like most of comedy is listening and reacting. And well, timing comes in as well. But depending on who you're working with Chris Rock is different than working with Kevin Hart, is different than working with Eddie Murphy, is different than working with Martin Lawrence. They all have different beats, and their timing is so different. It's like getting in on a double dutch. So you're like, okay. Oh, there we go. Now I'm in. Now I'm in the groove until you screw up, and then you got to hop out and start over again. Yeah, a lot of it is I love to study people as a sociology major. I did a lot of field study where I'm just watching people and taking notes, and I sort of use that in with my job.
It's interesting. Like, so each time in a way is sort of like an entirely new experience.
Well, and I had to be an action hero and a love interest and a victim and a hero and shoot people and be like, why didn't he call me? Like, it's super easy. But like those are like the Michael Bay jobs. Those are my favorite because I get, I was growing up as an athlete, I get to be physical, I get to kiss cute boys, I get to, do cool stunts, and there's some acting in there.
Sure,
as well.
sure. One of the things that I really love about Mary Jane as a character is that on one hand, here's someone who is so, from the outside, is so well put together in every way. I mean, literally part of her job is being, one of those well put together people you see on television, and yet so much of it is also about fragility is the wrong word, but there's a lot of like real emotion happening in her personal life. What's it like sort of exploring those two sides of the character on a weekly basis, really?
Well, anytime you don't have to play a perfect character is awesome. So I love that she's freaking normal. You know what I mean? I love that she goes home and changes out of fabulous clothes into, sweatpants and Uggs and takes out her cutlets.
Comfy clothes.
Yeah, and wraps her hair.
What's the collaboration like between you and Mara Brock-Akil? Because I know that, like, as she said before, that the character takes a certain amount from her life. I mean, like, what's it been like sort of building that character together over the course of a couple seasons?
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of it is I'm like, oh, that's what's happening. But like, if there's certain things like I'll ask, like certainly about wardrobe or about intention before the scene starts, like, what the goals are and where she's trying to head. And we definitely collaborate. A lot of her isms are things that, I've added that Mara's like, yes, go for it. Yeah, that's good. But I mean, the more than anything, I want her to be normal. I want people to go, oh, I do that. Like, that's what I do. I mean, I hadn't been that interested in it earlier in my career. I didn't even think to mine for the truth. It had not crossed my mind until later in life. I can see, some of my past mistakes through her, through my character. When I was meeting with Mara and Salim about, Mary Jane, this role that has changed my life so much and challenged me, it was the exact moment that Whitney Houston passed away. And we were in the Four Seasons Lounge, and you literally see all these phones lighting up and people gasping and crying and running out. And at that moment, I was just like, what do I stand for? I want to do good work. I want to do work that challenges me and that I'm proud of. and that hopefully maybe through putting truth and honesty and realism into my work, it gives at least a cool enough response from other people that they're like, she's all right. Like, I mess with her, like she's cool.
Watch all of EW Lightbulb, presented by Glade.